What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, and you tune in to another edition of my vlog. Want to say thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for all your support. You know I'm all about that positivity and that motivation. Stay lacing you up. Also subscribe to my Patreon. Over there I can be raw and uncut and give you some of those freaky tales. But a few people were asking me about, Herc, what do you think about Will and Jada's relationship and the youngster that was in the mix, and what was your take on the whole situation? Well, I don't know them personally, so I can't really speak from a direct perspective. But does it really surprise me whenever you have a young hammer in the mix? Putting down that thunder, and she putting down that that mature cougar love on him, and he got whipped. And on top of it, knowing his position and what type of exposure it could bring him, and then booyah, here you go, interviews, fame, social media numbers, blow up. But then now you look like you're a rat, like you can't hold your mud when you get some good ass. It kind of makes you look like you won't be coming to the next party. And there's a lot more parties going down. There's always parties going down. And there's always couples like Will and Jada that have a young bull in the mix. And if you work your game and play your cards right, you got a key to the house, you got a key to one of the cars, you might have your own bedroom. You come and go as you wish, and all you gotta do is be a coochie assassin. Beat that monkey up, give it the thunder. It's probably very disturbing, or maybe weird for a lot of people, but for a lot of couples that have been together and they're on some just way out freaky time, stuff like this is normal. I did a video a while back, Uncle Herc. I had a couple that had their own thing going on, and they were gonna indoctrinate me into the relationship as Uncle Herc, so I could come and go as I please and put that thunder thrust down. So it happens, man. And when you have money and you got everything you want as far as material, the next thing is trying to control bodies. Sex is the most powerful drug. Sex is, I would say, stronger than the strongest heroin. So when you have that in the mix, then things can get pretty intense, man. And it opens a lot of doors, and it can close a lot of doors. I think a bunch of doors just closed on old boy, even though he thought he opened some doors with the exposure, but it's short-lived, man. Keeping his mouth shut probably been better benefits. He could have maybe worked a different angle and still got the same exposure if he would have thought long-term. But yeah, the sex game is vicious, man. And like I said, couples like that are all over the world. Cucks that like to see they wives get that young hammer, that young thrust, and they're not gonna get a divorce. It's just why we've been doing this. It's just somebody found out about it, but it keeps the marriage juicy in their perspective, and it goes both ways. They might be a young female that's being brought in the mix that you might not know about. That's also keeping things exciting. But this is what people do in that life, and I'm not saying everybody, but there's a lot of them that do it, man. And like I said, I wasn't surprised. Sooner or later, whenever you're dealing with a situation like that, it all comes to light. Especially when it's a celebrity and they feel that there's something to be gained from that, seeing all the reality stars that have came from gossip. Gossip sells. So Um, you know, nothing surprising, and an open marriage as far as what they call it. You know, it's almost a norm in some of these certain groups of society. You know, it's a norm to have that young buck, that young stallion, or that young thought, whatever you want to call it. But just keep it 100. Big Herc 916.